Fleet Captain Nog. They messed up. Beckett Mariner should say Captain Mariner or whatever, or Admiral Mariner or whatever. We've been on that tangent too because we figured that out. We figured out a way out of the Locarno mess they made at the end of Lower Decks season 4 by saying, well, Beckett Mariner couldn't have met Wesley at all because if she's really supposed to be this, because if Beckett Mariner is really this age of the actress, she isn't really. But let's say she's the age of the actress because they didn't establish it. She's in her 40s running around on that ship 20 years ago. So they say, well, okay, she could be 25 on the ship. But no, she's not. Because they established that that the character is the same age as the actress. So they said that. But Tommy Newson is 8 years younger than me. And why that's relevant, you wouldn't think that would be relevant, but it is. Because Wesley Crusher is a few months younger than me. Will Wheaton's character, Wesley Crusher, is a few months younger than me. So, Starfleet Academy, I attended the Academy with my friends. We did. Starfleet Academy. We would have known Mr. Crusher. We would have seen him walking around. We would have known him, even as Q. And we would have been there. And I was actually in Starfleet Academy. If you say Starfleet Academy in college, first time around in college, for 9 years. I was there longer than Paris was. I was just there all the time. And yeah, all the way through them. Say 2365, roughly. That's about when I was 18. Sorry, to 2372, to 2373. I was there up until the board came back. And that means that Tommy Newson's character, if she was on the Enterprise D at all, to meet Wesley, that makes sense. She would have had to have been. She was 8 years younger than Wesley Crusher, who is a year younger than me. So if you do the math there, she's 42. I'm almost 55. Wesley Crusher's 54. As of April, 54. And he would... So if he was 18 in 2365, her character was 11 in 2365. The character. And I'm assuming her parents served on the Enterprise D when they were younger. And her character would have been 11. So, all that stuff about Locarno and Cito, she could not have met them. She would have been a kid. So yeah, she would have been a kid. They're not going to hang out with a kid. So in that scene in Lower Decks where it's like they go back to 2368 and show that, oh, she totally knew Wesley and Cito and Meet Your Heroes, that kind of thing. And Locarno is playing, Robbie McNeil is 60. It's 59, 60 years old. Why was he still at the Academy at 60? Well, he would have been at the Academy at 22 at the time, 23. Maybe like Cal Catster. He was there for 9 years instead of the usual 4. And he was there for 9 years. And he was on his 9th year. Okay, fine. Tom Paris and Nick Locarno, twin brothers on the planet at the same time, right? And they were just a little older, and they should clearly have been further on than that, but they weren't. Like the Lower Deckers and Lower Decks. So connect the Lower Decks. I'm rambling about Lower Decks, but sure, why not? This is my fanboy. It's fun. And so what I'm getting at is that she could not have met Nick Locarno and wouldn't have any connection to him. She would have been well over 15 years younger than him, and there's no way he's going to hang around with her. No. At most, she would have been 14 when that episode happened, and then when Cito was lost. She wouldn't have been in the Academy yet. They didn't say she was a genius and would have been in the Academy at 14. That wouldn't have happened. So, also, the Battle of Wolf 359 happened when she was roughly, the Battle of Wolf 359 was roughly, to 2366, 2367. I would have been 20. I would have been 20. She would have been 8 years younger. She would have been 12 during the Battle of Wolf 359. Could have freaked her out, but she wouldn't have remembered it. Okay, then step to 2370 when that scene happens. And Cito's lost, or 2368 that scene happens. She would have been 11 or 12. I'm not talking this character. The character would have been. So it's not a real person. It's a character made up by Mike McMahon, based on his sister, which is kind of funny because Mike McMahon, I think, he made his sister black. She's not black, but in the story she's black, and that's fine. I'm not saying this, but yes, she would be 8 years younger. She wouldn't have known Wesley at all, unless for some reason he wanted to hang out with a tween. I don't think he did. And he and Cito and them, I'm thinking this scenario probably goes more like, so that other story with Nick Locarno later on would have been like, she would have been an adult at that point in the Nick Locarno episode, when they blow up the planet, and the Genesis planet in the, it's weird. Lower Decks episode, Lower Decks the series. Lower Decks the series, in season 4 in the finale, they specifically try to destroy Nick Locarno and put him on a Genesis planet, regeneration. Well, by then he's already a Cillian, so he can always come back. He's a traveler. So he's a traveler. It was his clone, wasn't he? Yeah. Deliberately, Mike McMahon knew that our fan film was specifically exploring the future of Nick Locarno, and they deliberately wanted to say, we're going to crush that fan film. We're going to just go in there and say, no, that didn't happen because all of this happened. Instead, we never knew. Ezri, that's ridiculous. Never got redeemed. None of that stuff happened. Tom Paris and Nick Locarno aren't really brothers. Ha ha ha, we're going to get you. But actually, we get it back. We said, no, actually, Tawny Newsom's character could never have met Wesley Crusher. Oh, dang it. Never have met. Well, they could have met. But it would have been more like this scenario. 10 forward, lounge opens up. Cadet Wesley Crusher and Nick and Cito walk in. And this little Moppet teen kid comes in. It's Beckett Mariner. She runs in and she's all, I want to hang out with you. I want to hang out with you. Yay. Wesley, I want to hang out with you. And they're like, no. Kid, go back to your... get out of here. See... Yeah, we're not going to let you in. I don't know. We're not going to let you hang out with us. And then by the time Wesley becomes a traveler, definitely not. 2370, definitely not going to hang out with her. But she does get redeemed because the Lower Decks people show up in fan films. Captain Mariner is the captain of the Legacy. And the captain of the Esteban is someone named Vought Duick in her fan films. And there was an Ezri Locarno in that universe. It's a multiverse, because in season 5 he said there's a multiverse, there's all kind of Lower Decks, and there's all different Star Treks. All different fan films can come in and hang out. So in the Starbase 80. So yours works too. It works a little better than the Be Sure one, honestly. The fan film is known to Star Trek Online people who are working on Star Trek Online. They went for the Bashir one in that one timeline. But they also went for the other one, the Locarno one. So they also went for that one. They said, well, the CalCat one's kind of fun. We're not on Star Trek Online now. The people that we knew left Star Trek Online at this point. Last year. The year before last. Actually now. Christmas time they'd already left by then. So they're over there at DC. But they've been there for over a year at DC doing that new DC thing. Which does reference the Super Friends. a little bit. Yeah, the new Superman movie does show the Hall of Justice. That was awesome. I suggested that. He put it in it. Yeah. It's James Gunn. Anyway, so yeah, he put it in there. So of course I'm going to do that. He says, of course I'm doing it. I'm doing that. But yeah, but yes. But the Carno fan film thing, yeah, a tangent. Beckett Mariner couldn't have, but she is redeemed in the later story. See, the scenario that had been come up 6 years ago, even more so. But the movie that came out in 2019 was a fan film. Was that Nick Locarno is the twin brother of Tom Paris. Their mother chose to keep the name Locarno after they broke up. So they're twin brothers in this universe. And Nick Locarno is redeemed in the Dominion War. He's